Come on, seriously?
I don't mean most of it.
Well, what part do you mean? The are you gay bit or you're my lady boy bit?
It's not like that.
That's what it says though, right?
Don't.
What? Don't what? There's nothing left to be said, is there? It's all there in your fucking song. You know what? I hope you find whatever the fuck it is that you're looking for, but you are far too fucked up for me.
I saw Back to Black. I love me some Amy Winehouse, y'all. I liked her back when her Frank album dropped. You know, she talked about her ex-boyfriend and all that. Anyways, we're into the movie. How do I review this? So I've seen a lot of bad reviews for this movie. I get it. I really do. I thought it was okay. So let's get into it. I thought I was gonna go into a movie that's gonna showcase, you know, her life and showcase her music, how that all came about. I know she had a problem with drinking and had this issue with Blake. I don't know. In the media, like he got her into like the drugs and made her even more of like a drunk. I don't know. But this movie, it played off more so like kind of like a musical, but with that relationship. It played off with how her codependency to Dick, basically. How she always had to be with this man. So basically it opens up with her. She's at this Jewish thing. I think it's Jewish. They have little hats like this. And they just like, ooh, doo, doo, doo. They sing us a weird ass song. And then she come out singing her music. But mind you, okay, the Amy Winehouse songs in this is sung by this actress, Marissa Alba, whatever the f her name is.
I don't know how I can tell this story emotionally the whole time, and then it gets to me opening my mouth to sing and it cuts to a studio recording.
She was good though. I'm gonna tell you, the acting on her part was great. She looked like Amy in a lot of parts. I think she could have took it a little bit further with the bulimic, make her look a little bit more skinnier, and but they didn't do that. So she went back to her nan's house. Her nan is her grandmama. There, she went to her room, started writing a song. The boyfriend come in and she's just like, oh, that's, and he's like, let's just talk first. I wanna talk to you. And she's like, okay. And she's looking at him, she looks so bored. And then she just jumps his bounds and him. Like, she didn't want to talk to this man, he's a weenie. And that's where the Stronger Than Me song came from. Because she starts performing that, she has a pub, they go to perform at the pub, and everyone goes, the daddy didn't want to show up, but everybody else goes. And mind you, the daddy, I remember reading about this man, he's an opportunist, and he pushed Amy too far. They didn't even go into that.
I mean, I've had criticism that I'm doing it for the money. I am doing it for the money.
Anyways, side note, they go to this pub and she does the song and then she goes for drinks with her boyfriend and her other friend. And they're like, what is this song about? And basically she's like, oh, it's about a guy. And she looks at the boyfriend. She's a bitch, by the way. He was like, it can't be about me because he's British. I can't do it. Because basically the song is talking about how the dude is like very girly-ish. Like she's a lady, but that's her lady boy. I'm not gonna sing it. Because he's like, he always wants to talk. She don't give a She wants just, you know, a manly man. He just comes off as gay. Basically she says that in the song. He got mad at her. He threw his drink down and said, I quit this relationship.
Come on, seriously?
I don't mean most of it.
Well, what part do you mean? The are you gay bit or you're my lady boy
It's
bit?
not like that.
That's what it says though, right?
Don't.
What? Don't what? There's nothing left to be said, is there? It's all there in your fucking song. You know what? I hope you find whatever the fuck it is that you're looking for, but you are far too fucked up for me.
So he leaves, which is fine. She goes to record her a hit album. The next day, she wakes up hungover. Mind you, every scene that Amy was in, she has a drink. It's either beer, wine, with a cigarette, and vodka. She drinks bottles and bottles of vodka. So anyways, as the movie goes, she's recorded her hit album, Frank. She's late to all her meetings. And then one time they're like, oh, you gotta change up your image and all this stuff. She got pissed. She's like, I quit. I'll come back when I got some experience in life. She meets this guy. He's there with a girlfriend, Blake, and she's just so infatuated with him. So they play pool, they take loads and loads of shots, they drink loads and loads of beer, and then she basically wants this man. But he has a girlfriend, so he leaves with the girlfriend, and it's all she could think about. She calls her nan, and she says, I met a guy. I'm like, bitch, he booed up? Why you want this man that's taken? So he ain't that cute. She gets drunk, because that's what she does, and she goes back to the damn bar where he was, and she sees him there with the girlfriend and makes out with him. She grabs his face and just kisses him. The girlfriend says, what the f? And she's just a prim girl. She's like from the F Me Pump song. So mind you, every song that they sing in this movie has to do with the scene. Like this one with that F Me Pumps and I gotta do this, I forgot the name of the song. It's basically the song talks about how she needs to do what she needs to do now because she might not see him again. That's what that song's about. So this movie is so crazy. So then she gets him, then they have a escapade, they do drugs. He does coke all the time, she does blow. That's in her song. They went to Wikipedia and listened to the lyrics of the songs and put that in the movie. That's what this is. She's with him, he dumps her because he feels like, oh, you're just gonna leave me for a rich man. This is toxic. And she was getting a little bit better. She wanted to have a baby with him. She got a tattoo over her chest of him. He leaves her and goes back to the girlfriend. So she gets depressed and she writes the album Back to Black. And if you listen to Back to Black, you go back to her and I go back to black. That's a lyric because he goes back to the ex, whatever. So she wrote a hit album about this man and she blew up. She won so many Grammys, so many awards, and she's a megastar. She transferred over to the US market. It was great. But then his dumbass, he had to listen to one of her songs, and then his good Judy, his friend, is like, you should get in on that pie. You should leave Sarah and go back to Amy and get rich. I was like, oh my God. So he does just that. He calls her up because she loves him, and she goes right back to the dick, and then it gets worse. When she gets drunk, she started beating him up and scratching up his face. It was a mess, y'all. This is chaotic. This is the most toxic relationship I've seen in my life. She's buying, oh, I can't even talk. She's buying bottles and bottles of vodka, and then she's looking at little women, like little moms and their little babies. She's like, I want a baby. So she kept taking pregnancy tests, and she's not eating, and she bulimia, and she can't have a baby. Bitch, you bulimia, you keep drinking vodka, you keep smoking, you keep doing coke meth, your teeth is falling out. Bitch, what you think you'll have a baby? That's and then her husband, or not her husband, oh yeah, they get married because he wanted that money. They get married, and then they get into another fight. Every concert she goes to, ain't Blake so hot? I can't talk like her. But she kept calling him out. He didn't like that either. He was like a cool, chill guy. He leaves her again once he goes to jail. He beats up a pub manager, then he goes to jail, and he breaks up with her in jail. And then she gets sad again and drinks her life away. Then she finally wants to go to, I'm telling y'all the whole movie! Anyways, I'm sorry. So mind you, I like Amy Winehouse. This movie is about a toxic relationship. It's not about her music. The music's sung by this actress, not Amy Winehouse. I mean, I liked it for what it was, I guess, for the dramatics, but I felt bad for her. I feel like they were exploiting my girl Amy, but she was in, I don't know. Anyways, she died at the tender age of 27. She did get sober. She went to rehab and she got sober. She was like sober for 6 or 7 months. She heard that Blake had a new girlfriend, and that new girlfriend is pregnant. So it took her over the edge again, y'all. And she drank, and she's bulimia, and she died. So, you know, when you go cold turkey and you take a shot, she had not food poisoning, she don't eat. She had liquor poisoning, and she died, y'all. It's so sad. That's not funny. It's so sad. So, stop. Y'all making me laugh. This is a sad moment. Amy Winehouse, I love you, girl. I have your CD on rotation today at work. I would rather go listen to her music than this shit.